Welcome, folks, to the Developer Mindset. I'm your host, Nation of Developer. Here on Developer Mindset, we're talking about the steps necessary for us to develop, to become our best version so that we can hit 2024 kicking butt, taking names, and doing the things that we're supposed to do. But here's the first thing I want to bring to your attention. When you're developing a mindset for growth, you have to eliminate the negativity. You have to eliminate the doubt. You have to deal and face the fear. So how do you eliminate the negativity? If somebody's around you, if it's you talking to yourself, you're telling yourself that you can't do this, I need you to create a journal and you begin to write, I am capable of doing anything that I set my heart to. So I am capable of doing anything that I set my heart to. Write that down, and then behind I set my heart to, actually write what you're afraid of. Like for me, if you've listened to my channel for any length of time, this has been my second video in 2024. I told you in my last video was from the Mastery Lab. I was going to start facing my fear of doing videos. So I'm making a point that every week I am actually going to shoot a video. Now I'm saying I'm not going to post one every week. I don't know about that yet, but I will be shooting a video every week because I want to make sure that I am practicing what I'm preaching. Guys, it is so easy today to find ways to get stuck and not doing anything. We have so many distractions from television, Netflix, from Hulu, from YouTube. I mean, hey, we can go through a YouTube rabbit hole quickly. But when it comes down to facing our fears and getting over the hump, we have to take a moment and pause. Think about what it is that we want to do. What do we want to accomplish? What legacy do we want to leave? What is it that we want to make an impact in? Yeah, I know you can be afraid. I know it's challenging. I know it's those things that make you say, I just can't seem to get that part done. And that's why I'm here. In the DM, we're going to be talking about giving you practical tips and practical steps that you can follow to get it done. Don't worry about, can I do this? I don't know if I have what it takes. Trust me, if it's in your heart, it's in your mind, and you put one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, one bite at a time, we will get it done. Inch by inch, anything's a cinch if you don't quit. So I'm just coming to you quickly. I just want to give you a few things to consider. What is it that you want to accomplish this year? Let's write it down. It's better to write it so you don't have to try to remember. Write it down. Get as detailed and granular as you can. So for example, if for me it is to make these videos. So I make a point. Every week I gotta shoot a video. Regardless, I gotta shoot a video. And I do these videos off the top of my head. I'm not practicing these videos, I'm just shooting them. And then I'll go back in the process. I may do an edit, but as far as adding my intro, of course, and outro, but really at the end of it, it's like, just do what you said you were gonna do. In the developer's mindset, we wanna know two things about you. Two things, I want you to drop them into the comments. Are you here to learn, and are you here to grow? If you're here to learn and you're here to grow, let's get it. Because I'm going to start bringing you some very, not revolutionary ideas, but I'm going to be bringing you some things to really challenge you to think about what's causing you to be afraid. What's causing you not to develop? What's causing you not to grow? Because your mindset is not just about how you think about things. It's when you think about things. Let me give you some insight on that. You may say, well, I'm afraid of not having enough for retirement. I'm afraid of not having enough for school. I'm afraid of not having enough for. Well, when are you thinking about those? Is it in the morning? Is it right after work? Is it right after school? When is those thoughts hitting into your brain? Well, that's going to give you some insight to what's going on inside of you, because there's three conversations always taking place. The one that's you're engaged in, the words that's inside of your head, and the fear of your ego. Your ego is set to help you not get eaten from, if we talk about we're hunters and gatherers, our ego is there to protect us. But we don't need it to protect us now. We need it to help us. But most of the time, your ego, EGO, edges greatness out. 99.9% of the time, your ego edges greatness out. So if your ego is getting in the way, we got to get rid of your ego. So humility. Humility does not mean that, oh, you self-deprecating. It doesn't mean that you're down and hard on yourself. Humility means I'm going to take what I know, I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to be quiet about it. It means you're going to move in silence. It means that you're going to produce in silence. You're going to have a few people that you may tell this or that to, but at the end of it, it's in silence. Why? Because if you begin to tell people, guess who comes back? That's right, the ego. Your ego comes back and your ego starts to say, well, they don't like what, this may not be right. This is not perfect. This is this, or that. You have all this inner dialogue. And at the end of the day, your ego got in your way. So if you're here to learn, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm just trying to grow this channel, and I want to know what you guys want this DM to be about. So what's going to happen is right now it's on my own personal channel, my own personal name, Nation Guiding. I'm going to begin to split them off into separate channels once I see that they're working. So the developer's mindset is going to be the name of the channel once we test it to see if it's working. The Mastery Lab, that's my radio show. You can find it on radiokr.com. I'm on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. It's a streaming service, so anywhere in the world you can listen to the Mastery Lab. radiokr.com. And I'll put the link below in the description here. But back to what's causing you not to face your fears to get things done this year. Is it the fact that you did it before and it didn't work? Is it the people you're connected to? Is it the individuals that you are in company with? Because all of those factors play into how you move. Think about it from chemistry. Think about it from cooking. I can have a great recipe, but if I don't have the right elements and I mix the wrong elements in this great recipe, I get a disaster. So you may have a great idea. You may be a great person. Your friends may be great people. But when y'all two mix, now you have a disaster because they don't see the way you see. They don't understand the way you understand. So now you have a clash. So separate the elements because it's all about energy. The energy that they're bringing is bringing you down or bringing you up. You got to find who's elevating you or who's decelerating you. When you find that individuals that's decelerating you, don't tell them anything about what you're doing. If it matters to you, do not share it with them. Not that they're bad people. Please understand me. It's not that they're bad people. They're not the people for you to be sharing your dreams and visions with. Because all they're going to do is pour water on your fire. They're going to drown you out. And we don't want that. We want you to be with people who say, look, I see some holes in your cheese. We're going to fix that. But I believe that you can get it done. That's who you want in your corner. You want those people that's telling you that they believe in you. They believe that you can get it done. And they can help you develop. And they can say, you know what? I'm going to make an investment. I'm going to say, send me what you have. Let me work with you so I can show you and give you my insights and my critiques about it to make sure that you got a great product. And that's what I'm asking you all to do with me on this video. If you got something to say, a comment, keep it clean. Keep it respectful, because if you say something on this channel, I'm a real individual and I'll come back real. And I'm not gonna be rude about it, but look, I will cancel you off my channel because I want only positive energy here. Because energy radiates. It's like a pebble being dropped in a lake. It's gonna ripple out. So negative energy ripples out. Positive energy ripples out. We only want positive energy, positive vibes. We want to make sure that we are our best version. And the only way we can be our best version is to come in with that intention. It's easy to start criticizing, complaining. Well, what's wrong with your lighting? What's wrong with this? Hey, I'm new here. Just like you're new when you start your venture. But I want you to start it though. Don't be afraid to actually get out there and put something in action. I want you to take action. I want you to aim, reset, and take action again. Because the only way you're going to develop that mindset to be a developer is by doing something. We can plan all day, we can talk all night, but until we take action, we will never know what we've actually learned. It's like learning to roller skate or rollerblade. If you've never done it, the first time, you're trying to get the mechanics down, get your body to move a certain way, how do I stop? How do I fall? How do I do these things in the event of unexpected measures take place? That's what you want to know. So you read about it, you read about it, you watch videos on it, you read about it, watch videos. Then at the end of the day, you won't know if you got it until you do it. And then your body tells you, oh, when you get ready to stop, you want to put, lean on your toe, lean a little forward so you can hit the brake, or lean to the side. But you have to actually do it. If you don't do it, you don't know what you know. And whatever you know that's keeping you from succeeding is based off of your ego. It's based off your fear, based off that inner child in you that wants you to be successful. But the ego, which comes from family, environment, well-meaning friends who have never done it, coming to tell you, well, hey, I couldn't do it, and I don't see how you gonna be able to do it, bro. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't get that done. I tried so many times. It ain't gonna work for you, man. Leave it alone. That may be the case. They may be telling you right. But until you put some action steps, begin to develop the way you think about it, it may actually work for you. But you need to do your homework. Don't step out there just jumping off cliffs, people. We ain't talking about that. Do your homework. Do you have the capacity to finish? Do you have the purpose, the why, big enough to finish? Are you in the mindset of, I'm going to give it my all? Whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm tired, I'm going to actually work this. And then are you going to become a student of it? To make something great happen, you must become a student, willing to learn all that you can about it as you're putting it into practice, as you're doing it. Because you don't know what you know until you step out and go. You can sit back and read all the books, but until you hit the real world of activity and action, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have a clue of what, can I actually handle this? It's like driving a car. I remember I was in driver's ed, learning how to drive a car. They give you all the books, you read everything. Oh yeah, I got this. But when you get on the road, and then the car moves on its own to the left, to the right. Oh, how do I correct? I don't want to overcorrect. I don't want to undercorrect. I want to be smooth with it. Then cars are moving past you, so you have all these external things happening, and you're trying to focus, so you're shaking sometimes, you're hyperventilating. You're doing all these things, and it's no different when you first start something new. All these things are going on, so you have to develop this mindset. So this channel is all about helping you develop the developer's mindset. I'm Nation the Developer, and I'm here to help you develop the developer's mindset. A developer is someone who looks at a problem and begins to curate solutions, curate options, and puts together something that's by themselves are okay, but together it provides a more robust solution. So to develop something, think about a developer in real estate. You go out and you find some land. It could have trees on it. It could have all these things on it. So the first thing you do, depending on what you want to develop, if you want to build homes, you clear the land. If you want to build a nature reserve, then you start to say, I'm going to clear something over here for picnics. I'm going to put some space over here for that. You create the space for what you want to be there. Same with your mindset, with the way you think. You have to eliminate things out of your mind that you don't want to cultivate and grow. If you want your mind to be at peace, why are you watching chaos? Why are you watching drama? You need to begin to feed it things that's going to put you at peace, because that's going to help to cultivate that mindset of peace. What you watch, what you read, what you listen to multiple times creates a soundtrack internally in your subconscious. So here I'm going to start talking about a lot of things from psychology, from sociology, from frequencies, but at the end of all of it, it's for one purpose and one purpose only, to help you develop a developer's mindset. I want you to be that person who looks at a problem and says, oh, if I take this, this, and this, now I can create a solution. I want you to look at problems with a solution in mind, not looking at a problem to complain about it. If you're complaining, you're just adding to the problem. Don't complain about something if you don't know or not willing to at least be a part of the solution. You may not be able to solve it by yourself. You may have to bring others along with you, and that's great. But don't be a problem pointer outer. Be a problem solver. Be someone who's going to look at something and say, I think I can make this better. I think I have something I can add to make this a better solution. And then add it. Don't be withholding stuff. Add it. Say, hey, I can make this better. Take a look at this. Because it's all about what you think, how you think, and when you think. I'm going to repeat that again. It's all about what you think, how you think, and when you think. If you're just thinking, letting thoughts just flow through your head, and you haven't checked your ego, remember, ego is about edging greatness out. You haven't checked your ego, you're going to lose 98% of the time. Every once in a while, your ego may help you win a few, but the majority of the time, your ego is going to get in the way. Because your ego is going to say, you tried that last time and you look kind of like a fool, bro. You looking kind of shady. Your stuff was shaky. You didn't look good, and you're going to be embarrassed. And then your ego is going to say, remember how you felt when you didn't make it? We don't want any of that. We want you to have a clean slate when you start. Take what you've learned and write down everything that you know that you're adequate at. Not great at, adequate. You can type. How many words? 25 a minute? Perfect. You can read. How many words? Perfect. You can walk. You kind of get the feel. I'm going very simplistically here on purpose because I want you to start looking at what you've already accomplished and start making a column on a sheet in your journal of all the things you've already accomplished. And then I want you to write how long it took you to learn that. Was it a week? Was it a month? Was it 6 months? Was it a year? Now, why are we doing this? Because we're developing a hero's journal. All of your successes, you're writing them down. I learned how to walk. I learned how to talk. I learned how to ride a bike, how to drive a car. I learned how to type. I learned how to do Excel. I learned how to do Word. I learned. And here is where I'm at today. Because when you're stepping out into something like entrepreneurship, you're stepping on something new that you've never quite done, you have this automatic, instamatic fear that says you can't get it done. You're not qualified to do that. But now in your hero's journey, you can look at everything that you've already accomplished. And you can say, you know what? I've got enough accomplishments underneath me that I can get this done if I don't quit. If I become a student to learn it. Now, listen to that, When you have an if, that means some action must take place before that. You act, then this should happen. It's like an if-then statement in coding. If this, then that. If I take this action, like I'm doing these videos, I'm taking my action, then I expect over time to get subscribers. I expect over time to grow my audience. But if I never take the step to create the video, then I can never expect to grow an audience. It doesn't matter what you're doing, folks. That's what it is. If you do this, then you can begin to expect this. Inner DMs, slide into my DMs, understand what it means for you. What do you want to develop in 2024? We're in the second week of 2024. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to leave January with? What do you want to leave learning here in January? Just pick one, maybe two things. What do you want to learn? Get about learning it. Is it how to code, how to build a website? Is it how to take a better picture with your iPhone? Whatever it is, you have YouTube, you have Google, you have Bing, you have all of these tools at your fingertips. But they mean nothing if you don't take the step forward, if you don't begin to apply, if you don't do, then how can you expect? So folks, I want to wrap it up here, and I want to leave you with this one thought. What are you going to do today to make your tomorrow better? Folks, I'm Nation Developer, and you've just been in the Developer's Mindset. We'll talk soon. Later.